Hi sir, how are you?
Hi, how are you, Megha?
Good. Today we have Puneet Malhotra sir from University of Northampton. He is the principal regional representative for India and Nepal. So, sir, thank you for getting us here. We wanted to do this podcast with you to let the students know about the international journey of studying abroad. And to start with, I know कि आप खुद एक University of Northampton से MBA degree holder है. So can you help and let the students know how has your study visa journey been and how has your journey in UK been as a student?
You're taking me back in time. That is good recollect. Well, in fact, the story started a long time back, 2003. In fact, when it was University College Northampton, I was their first agent in India, and that's how it started.
That's great.
2005, I had just winded up a business because it was no more viable to run it. We were into garment exports.
Okay.
And I was looking, at the age of 35, I was looking to do a master's abroad. So I went to the British Council and met the MBA tutor from Northampton, and we started discussing, and he said, "You're working for us, why don't you come and do an MBA?"
Wow,
that's how it all started. So it was a fantastic experience as a student. The biggest challenge was that when I went there, and I had 14 years of experience in the industry in India, handling a team of around 200 people. So I thought it'll be an easy cakewalk. But the very first assignment, it opened my eyes because it was a completely new way of learning. And that's the best thing I like about the British education system, that they make you think and they make you really think hard. मतलब वो पंजाबी में हम कहते हैं ना कि बाल की खाल निकाल
देना, बिल्कुल.
That is very, very important if you really want to go ahead in life and progress in life. So that's been my journey. Then my own daughter, she went to Northampton in 2018.
Nice.
And currently she works as country manager with University of Kiel.
That's nice.
And this September, my son, he started MBA finance with Northampton. So like father, daughter, son.
So it's all in the family.
And honestly, it's not because that I've been working for Northampton that they choose to go there. But one of the primary reasons is it's a very good value for money.
Exactly.
The kind of scholarships that Northampton offers are fantastic. I think they're the best in the industry. In the compared to all of the British universities, we are the third university to be formed in the UK after Cambridge and Oxford. And we maintain that legacy.
Right. Yes, I think it is one of the prestigious universities based out in UK. So UK से बहुत बच्चे they just link and click that UK is London. जबकि अगर आप देखो तो then there are others country also in UK. If you say there are 160 universities in UK and out of which 40 are only in London. So how and do you think that awareness should go to students and they should know that there are other good universities in other states of and other counties of UK also. So can you just let us know that what is the importance that the students should know about going to other states compared to London?
UK is actually made up of 4 regions, which is England, Scotland, Wales, and northern part of Ireland.
Yes.
That is why it is called the United Kingdom. And like you correctly said, of course, anybody who thinks of UK thinks of London, London being the capital of England. But the thing is, UK is very, very vast and it's very diverse. And there's lots to explore. And as a student, you should look at multiple options, obviously. Plus, all universities don't offer all courses. Like there are universities in Wales which offer very good programs related to marine sciences or oceanography. Now, if you think a university in London would be able to do that, that's not practically possible. So I think a good question there. Plus, if you're outside London, the cost of living reduces substantially. And when you're on a student visa, that every penny counts. You have to stretch the money. That's the beauty of being a student, that you learn how to manage your finances. You learn how to manage your time. Time management is the most important thing. You're coming out of a new, you're coming to a completely new country. And you learn how to live with people with different nationalities, how to do assignments with people with different nationalities. And that's what the real one thing between the Indian education system and the British system, which is mainly difference, is that in India we talk about percentages. कि बच्चे का कितना परसेंट मार्क्स आया है या उसको हम सक्सेस गिनते हैं. यूके में ऐसा नहीं है.
परसेंटेज के बेसिस पे उनको जज करते हैं और ये बोलते हैं कि साइंस लोगे कि कॉमर्स लोगे कि आर्ट्स लोगे और उसके बेसिस पे फिर हम कहते हैं कि आपको ये सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ने चाहिए और ये सब्जेक्ट्स पढ़ने चाहिए. Just right.
In the UK, all universities use a term what we call as learning outcome. And the objective is that whatever you learn in life, you never forget.
Right. बिल्कुल.
Whereas you are dealing with students, I am dealing with students on a daily basis. और अगर आप किसी स्टूडेंट से पूछो बेटा तू एग्जाम लिख के आया, हाँ पापा मार्क्स तो आ जाएंगे हाँ. या अंकल मार्क्स तो आ जाएंगे, बट ये नहीं पता कि उसमें था क्या. तो
वही है ना कि इंडिया की एजुकेशन से वो सिर्फ रट्टा मारकर एंड देन दे दे डोंट गेट अ रियल प्रैक्टिकल लाइफ ट्रेनिंग, जो रियल लाइफ ट्रेनिंग कहते हैं, वर्क इंटीग्रेटेड लर्निंग कहते हैं, वो सब एक्सपीरियंसेस जो आई थिंक वो एक इंटरनेशनल डिग्री उनको देती है. इंडिया इज आई वाज यस्टरडे टॉकिंग टू वन ऑफ आवर स्टूडेंट्स एंड ही सेड मैम मैंने बीटेक पास कर लिया. एंड देन आई आस्क्ड हिम हाउ मेनी सब्जेक्ट्स डिड यू स्टडी इन बीटेक एंड ही कुड हार्डली नेम 10 or 15 of them. Whereas I think in UK or any other country that you go, the curriculum is made such that the students remember their subjects and they actually remember what they've studied in subjects.
That's what I said.
In the 1 year of degree, I think they would be studying 10 units or 15 units, that's it?
Different modules, yes.
Different modules, yeah.
But then it is a gradual progression.
Yes.
And the assessment is based on means exams very rarely are there. It's more assignment based. More group projects, so more learning.
Exactly.
The curriculum is actually designed in line with the industry, and that is why if you compare maybe different courses, especially technical courses, the salary that a graduate in the UK commands or gets after their graduation is, I would say, at least 8 to 10 times higher than what a graduate in India would get. It's the same student, but coming to a different country, learning a different way of understanding the subject. And because industry is part of curriculum design, that is why they are ready for the job when they go in.
Right.
Which unfortunately is not the case in India. The curriculum is not updated, and the gap between the demand and supply in India is very, very huge, and it is expanding.
Exactly. Yes. Sir, another question I want to ask: if we go 2 decades back, when study abroad was very different, पहले जो students पढ़ने जाते थे वो rich family के पेरेंट्स, जो एजुकेटेड पेरेंट्स होते थे, उनके ही बच्चों को दे हैड द ड्रीम ऑफ स्टडिंग अब्रॉड. नाउ विद people like us, with the edtech companies who deal with making the students' journey easy about studying abroad, and also about parents and banks getting loan and parents being aware, how do you think that the study abroad industry has changed 360 degree?
Very good question. In India, if you look at our Indian culture, basically, what would parents normally invest on? The first and the foremost thing is on the education of the child. And then maybe on their marriage and helping them settle down. But that still is secondary. The good thing is that the Indian economy is growing at a decent pace. Plus, awareness is more now. So even a middle class family now looks at and they talk to their friends. Their social media has a big role to play. So all this, and when students are going to different colleges or universities or even schools, people like you, people like us, we bring in that awareness in the students that look, you can do these different kind of courses, and this is what you can earn, and this is where you can have a career.
Right.
And banks being supportive, I would say. Plus, even a farmer from India, for example, they want their child to have the best possible education.
Exactly.
So, yes, I totally agree. The potential is huge, and this will keep on growing. I don't see a downside in it. If you look at the stats, every year the number of students going abroad is increasing. It is never decreasing.
Exactly. Right. Sir, another question I would like to ask is कि इंडिया में जब कोर्सेज की बारी आती है तो स्टूडेंट्स ऑलवेज थिंक कि बिजनेस, आईटी, इंजीनियरिंग, यही कोर्सेज हैं जो बहुत सारे इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स यूजुअली पढ़ने जाते हैं. अब थोड़ा लॉ एंड ऑल दीज प्रोग्राम्स आर कमिंग इनटू अ बिट, बट स्टूडेंट्स को ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि इंटरनेशनली देयर आर वेरियस डिग्रीज दैट आर देयर, एंड बिजनेस आईटी इंजीनियरिंग जो है वो बहुत सारे अदर सेगमेंट्स में फर्दर डिवाइड हो जाता है. सो कैन यू टेल अस एनी टॉप 5 programs or probably 6-10 programs that you think Northampton offers that an international student should know?
Okay. Naming one or two programs is slightly
difficult.
I won't say difficult, but it won't do justice, because I'll give you a very straight example. Let's talk about a computing graduate in India.
Right.
Now, if a student does computing in India, and you'll be surprised, if you have a student who's just done a BCA from India, we won't take them onto a MCA, Masters in Computing, straight away.
Okay.
Because in India it is a generic degree. It's a Bachelor of Computer Application. It is not a specialized
degree. A commerce student भी actually BCA program पढ़ सकता है India
में. So BCA and then MCA.
MCA.
On the contrary, if they've done a BTech, then we can take those students in. But if it's a BCA student, we would need them to go to the industry, at least have 2 to 3 years of industry experience working as a software programmer or a software engineer, and most importantly they should know languages like C, C++, Java, which unfortunately is not taught in detail in a BCA area
in India,
in the curriculum in India. On the contrary, in the UK, this is where the real difference is. The specialization starts from the very first year. And most importantly, like you said, you want me to name some courses. I'll give an example. We in today's world, artificial intelligence and data science, these are two key
programs,
hot courses, I would say. So at Northampton we have a combination degree, what we call as a bachelor's in artificial intelligence and data science. Right?
Okay.
Now, our entry criteria is around 60% minimum, whether it's state board or CBSE or ICSE board. But we do offer scholarships also.
Right.
Right? A student who does one of these programs, like we have courses in games development, and it's a multi-million pound industry. We have internet technology and security, web development. So, artificial intelligence and data science, you'll be surprised. The starting salary is anything between 45 to 60,000 pounds a year for an undergrad student. Imagine, आपके पास एक 18 साल का कैंडिडेट आता है अंडरग्रेड के लिए, 21 साल की एज में उस बच्चे की वर्थ 60 से 65 लाख रुपए से वो अपना करियर शुरू करता है इंडिया में. वो चीज
डेटा साइंसेस पढ़ के.
Yes. Same is with the internet technology and security.
So you mean to say कि अगर कोई स्टूडेंट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ नॉर्थहैम्पटन से जो 18 एंड अबव है और वो अगर अपनी बैचलर्स ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड डेटा साइंसेस पढ़ने जाता है, सो आफ्टर फिनिशिंग हिज डिग्री ही कैन एक्चुअली गेट 45,000 to 60,000 पाउंड्स की जॉब,
एंड दैट इज द स्टार्टिंग सैलरी एज ऑफ टुडे,
व्हिच इज द स्टार्टिंग सैलरी.
सो वी आर टॉकिंग कि जो बच्चा अगर सितंबर 25 में एडमिशन लेता है, वो जाके सितंबर 29 में ग्रेजुएट होगा. एंड ऑल आर इंजीनियरिंग कोर्सेज एंड कंप्यूटिंग कोर्सेज and business courses, they have an option where they can do it as a 4-year degree.
Oh, right.
Like that's the beauty of the British system, that either you do it as a straight 3 years degree, or you bring in 1-year industry placement as part of the curriculum. Now, two advantages. Tomorrow, if that candidate who's done a 4-year degree wants to go to US for a master's, he can apply directly. बिल्कुल. Because US का entry requirement 12 plus 4 है.
16 years of education is
16 years of education
if you want to study in UK, right? In US, if you 16 years of education is needed if you want to study in US, and which an undergraduate degree from UK makes you eligible to go and study.
Correct.
So that is another advantage
the
versus
good thing
Indian
about
degree.
Yeah, the good thing about the UK education system is there's no upper age limit.
Yes.
Today you want to come and do a master's, you're more than welcome. I was 35 years of age when I decided to go and do a master's. For me, they are all students. And I have had candidates who are in the age group of say 40, 45. There's a career stagnation. Technically, they are very well sound, but they want to upgrade their skills. Courses like project management, courses like MBA, more than welcome.
So if somebody is like age, so we don't restrict anybody with any age for UK
Correct.
to do any master's degree. So if a student is 35 plus in age and wants a career enhancement, I think UK is one of the destinations that they can always go and start their master's degree. I think वो एक बहुत अच्छा option है, because बहुत सारे students ऐसे होते हैं जो अपने career में एक जगह stuck हो जाते हैं and then they want to upgrade their degree. So I think this UK gives, and the degree is for 1 year. So they don't have
That's
to take
the beauty. They're
lamba
not out of the industry for too long.
Yeah, so they are not out of the industry for too long, and within a 1 year they can always upgrade their degree. Sir,
with scholarships. Scholarships
of
are
course,
also
scholarships. So, sir, 1 year of degree versus 2 years of master's degree. International students have a lot of myth that 1 year of master's degree from UK does not make them eligible for the corporate worlds, because it is a myth that 2 years degree chahiye hote, which is not the thing. So
Actually, it's the other way around. Because if you are in industry, you don't want to be out of industry for too long.
2 long.
1 year of, and don't underestimate the 1 year masters. It is intense. And that is the reason sometime when the student is applying late for the visa, they ask us, sir, can we get an extra extension to join the course? The tutor would straight away say no. Because we don't want them to miss any classes. The classes are intense. They are expected to do a lot of research before they come on to the class. So it's you have to put in more than 100%, I would say,
exactly,
to be successful on that program.
So when we are talking about UK education is very well connected with British Council. So British Council plays a very important role. It certifies agents, it keeps a check on universities and manages everything, and it is one of the key holders of English language testing also. How do you think British Council is connected to the UK universities?
British Council has always been connected to the UK universities. That is the education arm of the British government, I would say. It's a government organization. And I think they are putting in a lot of hard work to bring in the brand awareness, rebuild the brand. Of course, British Council used to conduct the IELTS, but now it is only being conducted by IDP.
Right.
Which has its own challenges, I would say. But still, I think British Council is doing a decent job. They are bringing in schools on the platform. They are bringing in awareness about the British culture. They take care of the cultural aspect of it, and they also take care of the education side of it. So that's really useful, and they're very, very supportive to all institutions.
Lot of students like to explore a lot of new places और सब नई जगह जाकर कुछ देखते हैं. So Northampton में ऐसा एक क्या है जो students को जाकर new discover करना चाहिए?
Okay, if you love motorsport, then we have Silverstone, which is the F1 track in the UK.
Okay.
And for some people who are not aware about Northampton, Princess Diana's parental home is in Althorp.
Oh, nice.
And if you've seen the film Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum, the mansion in which the shooting is done, that is very close to Northampton again.
Oh, nice.
And I've actually, last December, me and my wife, we went to the UK just to see these places.
Yes. So India has always had a very good Indian. We see a lot of Indian nationalities also in UK. In fact, when I was there in UK, we saw Tesco. Tesco is one of the famous market shops that is there and has a lot of Indian food and Indian community you see of. So I think UK and India has always had a good connect that way. And you see a lot of Indian students there where you will not feel any kind of homesickness. So while you were a student, did you feel any kind of homesickness when you went?
Not really. Luckily, I was in Northampton, and Northampton has a lot of Gujarati population.
Oh, nice.
And we were very close to Leicester. We are very centrally located. That's the advantage. It's only an hour from London, around 40-45 minutes from Birmingham, which again has a lot of Indian population there. So we never felt, rather it felt more neat and clean. The air was really pure. Means you could feel that your lungs are awake. Not like Delhi as of now, unfortunately. But and the food quality, everything is just fantastic. And I would say I've been associated with UK higher education since 2003, and we are in 2024. And every year when I travel to the UK, it has its own charm. It has its own, like a magnet, it attracts you.
Exactly.
And even if I'm in the UK for like 4 or 5 days, I must go to London for one reason.
One day, exactly.
And just stroll on near the Big Ben. I have got hundreds of my photographs there, but still I do the same.
It's never an ending
No,
thing
it's
to
never
take
ending.
pictures in London. I think the beauty of that place is
it's
like
got
that.
its, like I said, it's got its own charm.
Yes.
So that, and the best part about the UK is that the British people in general, they are highly welcoming. So I never see any kind of racism or any kind of like they don't favor somebody. If you're good, you'll get the job. So there's no favorism that way.
So, sir, what is the maximum scholarship that Northampton offers to undergrad and postgrad students?
Very good question, because that's one of our main USPs. At Northampton, we have currently got 10, 20 and 30%, 3 slabs, both for masters. Masters is a 1-year degree. For undergrad, it is an ongoing scholarship for all 3 years. So if the student meets the entry criteria, then if they're eligible for 30%, that continues for all the 3 years, provided they keep on passing the program. So we don't penalize them. Suppose I'll give you an example. The entry criteria to get a 30% scholarship is 80%. But when the student comes to the UK, it's a cultural difference for them. They have to adjust in a new environment. They have, most importantly, they have to learn to understand the new education system. So what we observe that generally the grades drop in the first year. But we don't penalize the student for that. As long as they're passing all the modules, they'll get the same scholarship in the second year and so in the third year.
So undergrad students are getting 30% scholarship, and it is a continuous scholarship for all the 3 years.
Correct.
And the criteria would be that they have to keep passing every year.
Correct. And one more thing, if they then decide to do a master's with us, they can avail another scholarship for the master's.
And for postgraduate, we have 10, 20 and 30% scholarship. And if a student who is doing undergraduate wants to continue their master's with University of Northampton, they can avail another scholarship for them. So they can be a continuing student doing bachelor's and master's with University of Northampton. Puneet sir, one myth that you think study abroad industry always has?
A good question again. People think that it's very expensive to study abroad. Which is actually not the case. I'll give an example. What is the average? You have to tell me this part. What is the average cost of doing an MBA in India?
So if you are going to any good university in India, the average cost of doing an MBA would definitely be between 12 to 15 lakhs.
12 to 15 lakhs? Plus you're staying at home, you never count that cost. You're going out with friends, you're partying, parents or students never count that cost.
Of course.
Right? At Northampton, our tuition fee is around £18,000, and if you're a good student, you get a 30% scholarship. That works out to be exactly the same. Plus, we have a freshers MBA. We have 11 courses where the student at master's level, they can go for a placement year. And placement is not only to earn money, but it is more to get industry experience, how industry operates. We know that UK is a developed economy and we are still developing. So what is different? Why they are different? What are their systems? And once you're able to understand that, you can come back. Even if you're owning a family business, why not improve your family business and bring in the latest technology, bring in the latest ways of doing business?
So I think sir, सबसे important that is for the students to know कि अगर वो अपनी international degree लेना चाहते हैं, so they should know that it is not just the degree is very expensive outside. So if you are going to study any master's degree, you can always start your degree from 12 to 14 lakhs and finish it up. So, and I think international degree plays a very important role. जब international students जो Indian students हैं, they do not get any practical knowledge. They don't get into that multicultural environment, which is very important. A lifestyle change which is very important for every international student to go through. So
not only that, you see, even if you go to again, I'm not against any top institutes in the country or IIMs or anybody, but even if you go to an IIM, you will only have Indian students studying there. So there's no international exposure. Now, what the tutors in the UK would normally do, the good thing at Northampton is the class size is very limited. We only have 20 students in a batch. And every student is allocated a personal tutor.
Oh, nice.
Now, my son, he just gave me a feedback. 2 different assignments. On one group, there are 5 students. It's only one Indian, which is him. Then there are 2 students from Nigeria. One is from Sri Lanka and one is from China. In the other group, 2 are from Thailand, 1 is a Korean student.
That's the beauty of studying in a
Yes,
multicultural
yes,
environment.
yes, yes,
You
yes.
actually learn, and it is always a learning curve. So you share your kind of your countries, your learnings, and then you have people from different cultures sharing, and that is why it is said that it is a group assignment. When you have group of people from different cultures actually sharing their ideas to solve an assignment.
It's
That
not an
is
assignment.
meant-
Basically, it is to understand. You see, you have as a tutor or as a student, you need to understand what polishing you will get in that 1 year of masters that will make you eligible to command a better pay scale when you go to the industry.
right.
Right? Now, we all use the term global citizen, but what is a global citizen?
Global citizen.
A global citizen is somebody who should be able to understand how an Indian person will think differently, a Chinese person will think differently, a Korean might think differently, a person from Thailand would think differently. Now, suppose you are an IT graduate and tomorrow you get a job with Google and they say, we want you to work in Singapore. Will you not take up that job?
Of course you will.
Now, if you have to go to Singapore, you would have colleagues from China, you would have colleagues from Hong Kong, you would have locals, you might have an American also working there. And that is where your real life test is. So, if you've learned how to stay abroad and you've learned how to coordinate with different people and then come to a common conclusion, that is the beauty of international education.
बिल्कुल. Sir, एक और question. I'm sure that you have heard about the famous UK Games of the Throne series. But is there anything that influenced you to go and study in UK?
Well, I think it was destined to be because the first time I traveled to the UK, I was in my grade 12. And I was in sports school Rai in Sonipat, and it's a boarding school on army pattern, and they had a cultural exchange program with Osdale School in Milton Keynes.
Oh, nice.
And Milton Keynes is only 20 minutes from Northampton.
Right.
So it was highly competitive. Out of 100 students, they had to select 20, and I was lucky to be selected. So we went for a month to the UK, and as means just before my bachelor's, I would say. We went for a month, saw the whole of UK, but it was a cultural exchange program, nothing to do with education.
And then you came back.
And then I came back and then did my graduation in India, came into industry. Much later, chose to go to Northampton.
Almost after 10-15 years after that you chose to.
Yes, rather longer, 14 years, around 20 years later.
Just after, right. If not an MBA from Northampton, then which program?
Okay, I think at the stage I was in my career, MBA was the best option because at that time they were not taking freshers. Now the logic is very simple because now youngsters in the age group of when they're in the final year or second year of their college, they are building startups and everything, and they're becoming quite successful, which makes sense. But and some of them build mobile apps, sell it to Google, get a chunk of money. All that is fine. But understanding how to do business in the long run is very, very important. So you have to have a particular level of maturity. Everything comes with age. You can't teach a kindergarten student what you're teaching to a 10th grader. There's a reason the curriculum is designed like that. Same applies to I think the master's degrees that we offer. But for engineering graduates, I'll give you a quick brief about Northampton. We have certain fantastic courses, like we have a very good program, MSc Project Management. In fact, one of the reasons is we are very close to Milton Keynes. So I am saying Milton Keynes again and again because it is the IT and logistics hub of UK. So most of the big companies, they have their headquarters in that area. And it's hardly 20 minutes from the campus. So engineering graduates, and we call it as a midlife crisis. You might be a software engineer making softwares for 10 years in your life, and then suddenly you realize, यार इससे आगे growth नहीं होगा. इसके बाद क्या? The question is कि इसके बाद क्या? So and I have come across a lot of people who are in their late 20s. Earlier it used to be early 30s. Now it is late 20s. because they start early, that saturation comes much faster. So until unless you don't upgrade your skills, especially in the IT sector, you have to keep on upgrading.
हमारे पास भी बहुत सारे ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं जो they've been done there with their technical degree batch. So students आते हैं जिन्होंने BTech डिग्री किया हुआ है and then they have been working for 4-5 years. Their BTech डिग्री से जितना they could work has already been saturated, but now they want a career enhancement and then they ask it कि अब हम क्या करें, and that वो अब हम क्या करेगा, हमारे पास यही आंसर होता है कि you go and upgrade your degree, which is a very important thing. With अब जो ये डिजिटल इंडिया आ गया, ये सोशल मीडिया आ गया, ये सब आ गया है, I think the students are more aware about what study abroad is.
Correct.
And I think it is very important for them to choose the right degree and of a right place. And UK is one destination जहाँ 1 year की डिग्री करके I think they can upgrade very quickly and
quickly and very easily. And the good thing is now the 2 years post study work visa is going to stay. So even if you plan to come back, gaining 2 years of work experience in a British company, imagine you are a fresh graduate out of college, you're coming for a master's, and the first experience on your CV is with a UK firm. So whether you're working in the UK or whether you're going to any other part of the world, or you're coming back to India, that CV looks impressive.
खुद ही वो अपने अपग्रेड हो गया,
it automatically upgrades.
So I think that is a very valid point, that if you are a fresh graduate degree from Indian degree, आपने कोई bachelor's पढ़ी है और आप उसके बाद एक मास्टर्स डिग्री यूके से पढ़ने जाते हो, आफ्टर 1 year आपको 2 years ऑफ पोस्ट स्टडी वर्क राइट्स मिलता है, एंड इन दैट 2 years व्हेन यू गेट अ यूके वर्क एक्सपीरियंस, आई थिंक आपका सीवी अपने आप ही इतना इंटरनेशनली अपग्रेडेड हो जाता है दैट देन द जॉब सेक्टर, द मार्केट सेक्टर ओपन्स अप फॉर यू वेरी क्विकली.
And the good thing at Northampton is this is where we are different, and this is why maybe my daughter also chose it and now my son has also chosen it.
He's following on.
Well, they've heard about it, they've seen it, and every student is allocated a personal tutor. The first session when he started the program on the MBA was how to write the CV the way it should be written for a British employer. What are the for every job they have to make the CV as per the job requirement.
Right.
आप इंडिया में देखते होगे एक ही CV वो सब जगह उठा के कट पेस्ट
उसको अपग्रेड भी नहीं करते.
मतलब for us also it is sometimes challenging. A student is submitting an application to study with us and he's submitting a CV saying I want to apply for a job. Because MBA में CV देना होता तो वो भी एडिटिंग नहीं करता है,
अपग्रेड भी नहीं करा होता. हाँ. And I think
and these are small points. Most importantly, what employers look for in a good student today is soft skills. What are your communication skills? How you are able to present yourself? Are you able to take instant decisions? And this comes in this quality. I would say I'll use the word it mushrooms. It is there in everybody, but it mushrooms when you are out of that closed nest of your home, away from your parents, and now you know कि आपको खुद ही करना है, there's no other choice.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. Cool. There is another myth जो एक बहुत important इधर चलती है कि यूके में jobs नहीं है. आप प्लीज इस myth को please break it up for our audience.
It's a very good question, and I want the audience to please listen to this very carefully. The reason is there's no dearth of jobs. Two very important things. There are universities where we give IELTS waiver. Even at Northampton we give an IELTS waiver. But my simple question to you as a student is that would a UK employer understand CBSE board or ICSE board or Punjab board or Haryana board or Tamil Nadu board? The degree, whether you've done it at Galgotias, whether you've done it at MIT, whether you have done it at Delhi University, a British employer will not know that.
Understand. Absolutely.
हम सब जब Google पे कोई चीज सर्च करते हैं तो हम सर्च इंजन ऑप्टिमाइजेशन की बात करते हैं, right? Similarly, when you're uploading a CV for a job, there are keywords which should be in your CV. Now, you might be a very good IT graduate, having excellent work experience in India, but you're coming to a new country. What evidence are you giving to the employer that I know your local language?
Exactly.
तो उसके लिए IELTS लेना बहुत जरूरी है.
Okay.
IELTS helps you, and it helps you with the visa. What we've seen, although this is no hard and fast rule, but what we've seen, if the student is submitting an IELTS with the visa application, the visa officer might not even interview the student. And believe me, बहुत अच्छा student भी interview में nervous हो सकता है.
हाँ,
और वो वीजा रिजेक्शन हो सकता है उस बच्चे का।
एग्जामिनेशन फीस तो सब बच्चों को
हर एक को होता है, राइट? देन इट हेल्प्स यू विद अ पार्ट टाइम जॉब,
जॉब्स,
then it helps you with a full-time job in the UK. Now, a lot of people don't know it. 2008 onwards, the British government actually introduced a special category called the Tier 2 work permit.
Tier 2 work permit.
And you'll be surprised, there are 130,000 companies in the UK who are allowed to hire international graduates. But उसमें अप्लाई करने के लिए IELTS कंपलसरी है। अब कोई बच्चा अगर 1 साल के मास्टर्स के लिए आ रहा है और बिना IELTS के आ रहा है, so you're automatically closing those doors. Right? You can note down certain websites, itjobwatch.co.uk. You can see thousands of jobs are available in the IT sector. Indeed.co.uk, read.co.uk. These are very good websites. Glassdoor.co.uk. Check करो। किसी भी स्टूडेंट को अगर ये नहीं कि दूसरे स्टूडेंट से या किसी और ने मेरे को, देखिए प्रॉब्लम क्या होती है, कोई स्टूडेंट यूके पहुंच गया, आई डोंट वांट, मतलब वो किसी भी एजेंट के थ्रू गया है या डायरेक्टली अप्लाई करके गया है, दिक्कत ये आती है कि उसने आइल्ट्स नहीं लिया, वो कभी ये नहीं कहेगा मैंने आइल्ट्स नहीं लिया इसलिए मुझे जॉब नहीं
मिली। हाँ, वो ये कहेगा कि क्योंकि मैं यूके में था और वहां जॉब्स नहीं है इसलिए मुझे जॉब नहीं मिली।
हाँ, but you can check before, like if you are planning to come and study and the moment you have an unconditional offer and you've got your cash, your homework should start from there and then. आपको पता है कि 1 महीने बाद मुझे यूके जाना है तो मैं ग्राउंड वर्क आज से शुरू करूंगा। बिल्कुल। चेक लाइव जॉब्स, नेम ऑफ योर कोर्स एंड द कंट्री, दैट विल हेल्प यू डिसाइड कि आपको यूके आना है, कनाडा आना है, कहाँ आना है। Then what is the average salary in that particular role? It even helps you decide between the courses. जैसे मैंने शुरू में बोला artificial intelligence and data science. Check average salary for artificial intelligence and data science graduate UK and check average salaries software engineer UK. Course duration दोनों courses की same है। Software engineer को मिलता है 25 से 30,000 पाउंड, artificial intelligence वाले को मिलता है 45 से 60,000 पाउंड, बिल्कुल। इंटरनेट सिक्योरिटी वाले को 60 से 80,000 पाउंड्स के बीच में मिलता है।
So वो बहुत important है।
That is very important. Yes.
To when they think of their and they think of to start about their study abroad journey, तो very important that आप पहले ये देखो कि आपकी जो study abroad का कोर्स है, that if you're choosing artificial intelligence या security या internet of things, जो भी आप कोर्स देख रहे हो, वो आपके किस जॉब ब्रैकेट में आता है, उस कंट्री में उसकी कितनी डिमांड एंड सप्लाई की रिक्वायरमेंट है, उस हिसाब से आपको अपना कोर्स चूज करना चाहिए। That is what you're saying. I think that is a very important thing that the students would also know.
And this is where counselors have to play a very important role. The British Council gives a proper training.
Certification.
So we want all the associates to be certified. They should follow the correct process of counseling and then leave the decision to the student to choose the right course.
Sir, at Sancho.ai, we are all certified. We are all British Council certified agents, and that is one of the very important things, because if we don't know ourselves that what are we giving students and information about, then it is very tough for us to counsel them correctly. So, sir, with these, we at Sancho.ai, this is the EdTech portal, which is bridging borders for students to start their journey abroad. As an agent, we help students. As in study abroad counselors, we guide students about the right thing, the right course they should be doing. But one advice that you would like to give all the students who are wanting to pursue their career abroad, that how and what should be their first step of choosing studying abroad?
First step should be that what do you want to do in life? I've watched 2 very interesting films, and I think one film everybody knows, 3 Idiots. ये सबको पता है. But there was another film called फालतू.
फालतू, अच्छा.
Just Google it, आपको कहीं ना कहीं किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे मिल जाएगी. फालतू is basically where college students get together and they start a university with different kind of courses.
Okay.
So there is, do something that you love to do. Right? Personally, I never thought I'll be into education as a profession, and I've been doing it for 16, 17 years of my life. More than what I did as my first job. The reason I like this job is because when a parent or a student says that I have become successful because of you, the kind of satisfaction you get is tremendous.
So,
and same applies to a teacher. A teacher never expects कि ये student मुझे पैसा कमा के देगा.
बिल्कुल.
Right? But if you when you go to your school, when you go to your college and why do you go there and meet your old teachers? Because they are the building stones of your career.
बिल्कुल.
We are all it is our moral responsibility to give them a proper guidance.
बिल्कुल.
And anybody who's doing it nicely, naturally they don't have to. The word of mouth is enough.
Think as an educationist, I can also say that when we place students को हम successfully किसी भी study abroad की लिए किसी भी university में place करते हैं, and when we get their feedback that they have successfully graduated, I think that is the most satisfying thing for us, that we could place somebody successfully and they've been able to get a good career out of it. So we are not just an education counselor, but we are also career givers. So I think giving them the right university, the right course plays a very important role, and Center.ai I think is doing a very good role in that. Sir, thank you for this thing, and thank you for
one last comment here, which is a very important thing. I know this market is highly competitive. There are big players, there are medium-sized players, there are small players in the market. Everybody wants to recruit students. There are a lot of edtech companies. But as long as remember that you're talking about a career of a person. And it should not be only commercial. So it is, like I said, it's a moral responsibility to give the correct guidance. And once that child is successful, you don't have to market yourself. They will market you for you.
Yes.
They will be sending their friends, they will be telling their juniors that, look, I got a correct advice. The problem in the industry is everybody talks about admissions and scholarships. Nobody talks about how to get a proper. You are doing only 50% of the job. Whether a student is studying in India or whether a student is studying abroad, end of the day, हर कोई तो businessman नहीं बनेगा ना.
बिल्कुल.
Majority of them have to go to the job market. So how are you guiding them after completing the course? Are you in touch with the students once they've completed the course? So if you really want to be successful, then stay in touch with the students even when they complete the course, when they go to their jobs, take those testimonials, request them if they're happy to guide other youngsters how to become successful, and gradually the brand will build up.
We definitely have this alumni mentorship program that we follow in our company. So when a student is going from here, we try and get them in touch with the students who are already there, even if they are not from the same university. But एक बहुत important होता है कि एक बच्चे के लिए कोई वहाँ सामने खड़ा है.
Correct.
That kind of connect पेरेंट्स के लिए भी बहुत सेटिस्फैक्ट्री होता है कि स्टूडेंट के लिए, मेरे बच्चे के लिए एयरपोर्ट पे कोई खड़ा है. तो आर एल्यूमिनाई मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम जो है दैट हेल्प्स कि बहुत सारे बच्चों को जब एयरपोर्ट पे उस नाम से उनके कोई खड़ा है, दैट गिव्स देम अ वेरी मच रिलीफ कि मैं एक सेफ हैंड्स में सेफ जगह पहुंच गया हूँ. आई थिंक फॉर अस ऑल्सो हम बच्चे को एडमिशन, स्कॉलरशिप्स, बेसिक्स तो बताते हैं, बट हमारे लिए जो इंपॉर्टेंट जर्नी स्टार्ट होती है वो वहीं से स्टार्ट होती है जब बच्चा उस कंट्री में लैंड करता है, बिकॉज तब वो सक्सेसफुली राइट प्लेस पे पहुंचा है is very important for us. And I think we definitely try and keep track of all our students कि वो successfully वहाँ पहुँच गए, वो enroll कर गए, उनकी सारी basic needs, उनका BRP card, उनकी जो भी चीज़ें हैं वो उनको मिल गई हैं, and then they have started their journey. And that is why I think we get a lot of students जो हमें बाद में भी ये बताते कि we are successfully placed and they're always in touch with us.
That's very important. That's very important because end of the day it is a life journey.
Exactly.
And it's not easy. आज आप एक सिटी से दूसरी सिटी जाना हो तो सोचना पड़ता है.
बिल्कुल.
And here they are leaving their own country and going to a new country altogether. So pre-COVID, most universities used to have meet and greet, but it stopped during the COVID period. But I think it will resume.
And I think वो बहुत important है.
And that is important. But we do have most universities, they have a welcome freshers week, and that is where the tutors come in and they meet the students. So that and that's something which I really like about the UK is that they call you by the first name. Now in India we have a tradition where you will call somebody by the name of sir or ma'am. And this was a big cultural shock for me when I went to the UK as a student myself. The tutor said, call me by the first name, and we feel it as offensive.
Sir, ma'am की इतनी आदत पड़ती है.
But then that gentleman, his name was John Stevens. He says, stop surring me around, call me John. So I said, but John, that is offensive. Why do you want it that way? So he says, the very reason we call somebody by the first name is because you build a personal bond. You know the person by the name. And then that is when I really understood that yes, it makes a lot of sense. Because if I know your first name, that means I know you as a person.
So I think ये भी एक बहुत
you're not just a student number.
I think ये भी एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है फॉर आर इंटरनेशनल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, क्योंकि इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स को क्या होता है कि फर्स्ट नेम लेने में उनको फील लगता है कि नहीं हमारे यहाँ तो सब सर मैम अंकल आंटी होते हैं, बट बाहर आई थिंक दे फील दैट दिस इज अ कनेक्ट कि अगर आप किसी को पर्सनली जानते हो तो आप उसको फर्स्ट नेम से जानते हो, एंड दैट इज नॉट ऑफेंसिव. तो अगर आप किसी को सर मैम की जगह जेकब या जेम्स कुछ भी बुला रहे हो तो उनको लगता है कि वो बहुत कनेक्टिंग है, इंस्टेड ऑफ कि वो उनको ऑथेंटिक मतलब उनको ऑफेंसिव लगे, वो नहीं लगता है उनको बिल्कुल. तो दैट इज another very good tip that is important for
when I'm talking to my director, I write dear and his name. First name.
हाँ बिल्कुल.
So or hi and the first name.
हाँ.
So that it builds a bond. It builds a bridge.
To bridge. And that is very important because at Center.ai we actually say that our tagline is EdTech bridging borders.
Yeah.
So that is why we try to bridge all the borders and fill up all the gaps to help a student successfully be placed in their life-changing journey of studying abroad.
Correct.
And I think Puneet sir, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think this was a very informative session, and I think this will change and let the students get an entire holistic approach of how the university is.
One last piece of advice. Sorry, I'm again carrying it on.
Yep.
But what we've observed, and this is an observation for many universities, not just us, when a group of students, whether it is from China or from India or particularly Southeast Asia, when they're coming to the UK, they all try to stay within their own group. Now that is not good. That is not what you're going for.
बिल्कुल.
Like if you're from Punjab and सारे पंजाबी आपस में पंजाबी में ही बात कर रहे हैं, तो then what is the point coming there? या आप दिल्ली से हो, सारे दिल्ली वाले ही अपना ग्रुप बना के
रहते हो, हाँ.
तो उसका कोई मजा नहीं है ना.
मल्टीकल्चर एनवायरनमेंट में पढ़ने का कोई फायदा नहीं है अगर आप
then you're using the word multicultural only for the sake of it.
वो कल्चर एनवायरनमेंट हो गया multicultural.
You need to learn to adapt the other culture, and believe me, Britishers want to know more about India.
अरे उनका तो
they love talking about India.
चिकन टिक्का मसाला इज देयर, यूके का फेवरेट चिकन टिक्का मसाला इज देयर ऑफिशियल डिश. तो इससे जाके यूके और इंडिया का क्या कनेक्ट हो सकता है जब वो हमारी फेवरेट डिश को अपनी ऑफिशियल डिश बना के
and the good thing at Northampton is we have Holi, we have Diwali, we just celebrated Onam, Pongal, so all festivals.
So all Indian festivals are there. All Indian food
we have
is
a Nepalese society, we have a Vietnamese society, we have a Hindu society. So that way, most universities are very well. As far as universities are concerned, they're all very welcoming to all international students.
And they all maintain their international standards.
Yes,
they all have mixed community of international students. So I think UK can be is one of the.
So learn to mix. That's very important.
So for 5 tips, if I may say that, and studying in UK's and at University of Northampton, if you have to give 5 tips, it's one of the scholarship friendly university. It is a multicultural university. It has got a lot of specialized courses that an international student would like to go and study in. So I think
to sum it up, we have a 96.3% graduate employability rate.
So University
one of the highest in the UK.
96.3% of so University of Northampton has 96.3% graduate employability rate. I think that is
way above the UK average.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons is because we are highly supportive to the students right from the beginning. Like I said, CV writing skills. There's a temping agency on campus called Unitemps. So an important advice to students is before you decide to join us or before you fly, once your visa is done, take a proper virtual tour of the campus.
Exactly.
See what is where. And everybody will help you out.
डिजिटल इंडिया का इस्तेमाल करें और प्लीज पहले यूनिवर्सिटी
डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल
करें. राइट. सो डिजिटल टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करें, वर्चुअल टूर करके जाएं, कैंपस की सारी डिटेल्स लेके जाएं, सो दैट यू डोंट फील आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स वहां पर. एंड आई थिंक इट इज नॉट टफ बिकॉज वहां पे आपको
देन स्टे कनेक्टेड.
यस, दैट्स द मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग.
थैंक यू वेरी मच.
थैंक यू.